All right, everyone. Let's bring it all together and recap what we learned in this first course about green building, sustainable building basics. We started by understanding that sustainable construction, which you might also hear called green building, is all about designing, building, and operating structures in a way that's good for the planet and efficient with resources, from the very beginning to the very end of a project life. It is important that the building is airtight by using a great building envelope. And as you've seen, there is no single right way to do it in Canada. Our country is just too big and diverse. That's why we've been focusing on regional approaches. What works in Vancouver isn't going to work in Yellowknife, and that's okay. We need to tailor our strategies to fit the specific climate and needs of each region. That might mean paying extra attention to air tightness in colder climates. Remember, that's how well we prevent unwanted air from leaking in or out of a building. We want to set up these gaps and cracks to keep the warm air in during the cold weather. A good building envelope, that's the outer shell of the building, is a key. We talked about how the construction industry is trying to make sustainability more consistent by using green buildings, rating system, and certification programs like LEED, Passive House, and Net Zero. Think of these ways to get recognized for building green and hitting specific targets for things like energy and water use. That way, you can make sure you are using Energy Star appliances that use smart technology to save you a lot of energy. And of course, we touched on the importance of designing for energy efficiency, to use less energy for heating, cooling, and everyday use in those buildings. To use less energy, do not forget to use LED lighting. That is so much more efficient. We also learned that energy costs in Canada vary a lot, which makes energy efficiency a real concern in places where prices are high. We can also incorporate smart controls, which are devices that use energy only when it's needed. Instead of using traditional system, we can consider using heat pump to save even more energy. And do not forget that insulation, R value, is very important part of any building. And you all have learned some new terminology throughout this course. But it's not just about saving money and the environment. Green buildings are also better places to be. They have better air quality, more natural light, and they are just more comfortable overall. So we are talking about healthier and happier people too. And you saw in this course, a ton of people play a role in green building. We are talking about all levels of government, energy companies, builders, and even non-profit organizations. It takes everyone working together to make a real difference. So, whether it's trying out new building technique, upgrading existing building through retrofit programs, using more renewable energy, or just spreading the word, remember that regional green building in Canada is all about creating buildings that are sustainable, efficient, and good for everyone. I really hope that this information was easy and not too complicated, and that you now know a bit more about sustainable buildings.